Okay, let's do this again. Magic. Okay, yeah. You know, the problem is not the machine, it's the operator. I forgot to press a certain button. So let's do this again. No, they were saying that Instagram is good. It's Facebook, YouTube, and the website doesn't have sound. So, okay, let's do this again. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, the part on study. It is very important to study. Even if you're in a spiritual path, you have a strong spiritual connection, it's very, very important to study. And when my teacher was in the United States, when he visited bookstores, he'd buy a lot of books. And when he buys his books, I know, I'm carrying them, they're heavy. I would watch him do it. He would go like this. I'd pick up the book, he started looking at it, and then he started flipping through the pages, and he starts doing this, and then he puts it back or he gives it to me to carry. So by the time we got to the house, he was staying at our house. He was have this stack of books, and I was see him reading. And the first thing I come up to him, he's staying in one of the rooms. I said, Master, you're already a grandmaster. Why are you still reading? You know all this stuff. And because a lot of those topics are the same topics that he already teaches classes on. So I'm going, why is he reading? And then he looked at me, he goes, the teacher is a perpetual student. And that was etched into my consciousness since then. The teacher is a perpetual student. Right then I noticed, number one, the humility of the teacher. And number two, with that humility, realizing that even at this level, which we all know, the more we know, the more we realize how little we know. And he's studying, and then I would go, Master, what is that topic? That topic. He goes, you see this thick book? The only important thing about this book is this page and those two paragraphs. I'm going, that's 300 something pages. He goes, yeah. You go through it, so you have to practice discernment. You don't swallow everything. Oh, yes, Master. And then after he's done, I go, I gotta get those books. What are the title of those books? And I realize something. I go, wait, I got this. Say, Master, can I borrow those books? Of course, sure. Well, guess what I did? I borrowed the books. All I did was go to the pages that he highlighted, studied those, took notes. That's it. So I didn't have to get the book. That's the purpose of having a teacher. The teacher takes all that information, filters it to what's essential. Make sense? Because literally everything we're sharing with you, everything's available. The question is, do you have time to search through 1,000 books, to all the ancient teachings, to use it in such a way that, to be able to distill it in such a way that you can use it right away? Probably not. For example, the part on the soul. Most of you know about the soul. I heard of the soul. But in less than, 10 minutes when he was explaining to us in class, he goes, look, move your body. So move our body. Who's moving it? Everybody says, oh, I'm moving it. So who's feeling the feelings? I am. Who's thinking of the thoughts? I am. So who's this I am? The soul is the spiritual self. Exactly. So you're not the body, emotion, thought. Boom. In less than 5 minutes, I go, ding. While I was reading all these Buddhist texts that says there is no self, there's no self, there's no I. And so the more I read, I go, there's no soul, there's no self, there's no I. How does that connect with the fact that I'm moving my body? So the more you study, the more confused you get. Make sense? Then all the teacher had to do was simplify it, and boom, your mind blows and go, wow, okay, that's it. I'm sharing this with you because I've met a few of you who have good intention. You say, oh, I meditate, I get all my information from there. But you have to remember one thing. Listen carefully. Intuition has to be balanced by the intellect. Let's do this again. Write it down. Intuition has to be balanced by the intellect. The question is why? When the information pours in, okay, it's massive amount of information. Number one, your brain has to be able to register it. And number two, you have to make sense of it. Haven't you had experience before? You do your meditation, you say, oh, I feel good. I see flashes of light. I see this, I see that. And then after you're done, you go, what's that mean? So the purpose of your brain and certain chakras in your body is to step down the information. It's just like if you take a professor and they take all this complicated information, they teach a class, they go, oh, principle number one, principle number two, this is the mechanism, this is the application. They go, oh, that's what it is. Otherwise, what would they do? Okay, they just tell you, you know, everything in the universe is a mathematical formula. You go, and that's it. Go figure it out. You're gonna go, what the heck? So what does a professor do? They have to step it down. Okay, what that means is everything in whatever dimension, height, width, length, okay, and when you move through space, okay, you have a certain acceleration depending on the mass. It breaks it down for you, isn't it? Same thing. You're doing meditation. You've always said, wow, I see this light. I feel this light. I feel this energy. What does that all mean? So if you don't have, how do you call it, the training, you have not studied under some teacher who was able to give you the principles behind it, then you're sitting there, oh yeah, I have all this experience. I don't know what the heck to do with it. So studying, reading is very, very important. Another reason for reading and studying, so you're not gullible. Because if somebody comes up to you and says, by the way, if you stand on your head and chant this mantra, you'll be enlightened. So if you don't use a sharp mind, what happens? You go, oh yeah, so you're standing on your head all this time, all blood rushing to your head, and you go, and? Exactly. So that's why in our classes, a lot of you have attended it. What happens? We always, second or third slide, we always say, intelligent evaluation. To be more exact, independent intelligent evaluation. You're not obligated to believe everything that is taught. However, you're expected to analyze, experiment, but in the end, you still make your own conclusion. Then you go, okay. Actually, that's the only reason I'm in class. Because when I first took pranic healing, my mind was close to anything about this stuff because I was a very devout Southern Baptist and an engineer at the same time. So you can imagine, very strong belief system and over analytical. But when he said, no, you don't have to believe me. You just, this is pranic healing. These are the principles. This is the mechanism. This is the technique. You came in, you want to fix your wife's hip? Go try it. I said, okay, I will. How should I know instead of 3.5 months, in 2 weeks, she was walking? It's like, whoa, something must be happening. I didn't take it blindly. I was cynical, which is actually, in the big picture, it's good. So I'm sure there's a few times that I was not fooled by someone because I questioned everything. You see, I'm sharing this with you because in general, at least in my opinion, the students I've seen, don't take this the wrong way. They're too trusting. When I say trusting, it's not like, oh, you have to be always suspicious. When I say too trusting, just because somebody tells you doesn't mean you have to believe them completely. Okay, all of you remember what the Lord Buddha said. What did he say? Do not believe anything just because tradition says so. Do not believe something just because the population is believing it. Do not believe something just because it caused a big sensation. And then, anyway, there's 10, 11 of them. In the end, the most important one, what did he say? Do not believe something just because I said it. You talk about a soul that has the aura bigger than the planet. It's like somebody that evolved would say, don't believe. Only believe it through your personal experience and study. And I'm going, wow. Make sense? Now, you cannot analyze, you cannot have intelligent evaluation. If you did not study, you don't have a basis to say this is right or this is wrong. That's why in Arhatic Yoga, one of the biggest things that was the most important things my teacher always tells us, study, study, study. And that's one thing that got triggered when I was reading this Chinese proverb. One who does not like to read is equivalent to the person who does not know how to read. In other words, ignorant. And the times I go, oh yeah, just rely on what comes into me, and go, no, God gave you a brain. Make sense? So studying does several things. Number one, it sharpens your mind. Number two, it gives you a foundation, so when that information comes in that is formless, there's a way for you to put it in certain categories and say, oh, that vision is telling me that this is one of the parts of my life I need to make it better. Make sense? Otherwise, it's just energy. Just imagine somebody, you open up your computer, somebody just press a button, okay, it's yours. And you open up, it's all these lines of code. You go, what the heck is that? That's what happens. It's just lines and lines of code coming in. It's your brain that's like a program that takes all that code, puts it in certain whatever structure so you can understand it. That way, when you're meditating, you go, oh, yeah, I sense this, I sense that. You come out of meditation, you go, okay, that makes sense. So that means I have to do this with my work. I have to do this with my relationship, with my health. That's because your brain have the ability to what? To understand what's coming in. And like I shared with you, oftentimes when I meditate, I always have paper and pen next to me. Because during meditation, I would see things and I didn't know what it was, so I'll write it down. Later on, I go, oh, this means this, and then I go, yeah, yesterday it was like this. That's called journaling. Journaling. Because oftentimes, our brains, our nervous system is not yet at the capability of understanding all these divine blessings and energy coming in. So the act of studying and then journaling makes your brain tuned in to those frequencies. And sometimes you get bits and pieces of it, maybe today a little bit, 2 weeks ago a little bit, next week a little bit, and then later on you go, that's the lesson. Make sense? So this talk tonight is just very short. I just want to kind of remind you of that it's so important to study. Because when you study, your brain, your nervous system, your consciousness is being tuned to whatever information comes in. Now, when you combine that information that comes in, listen carefully, when you combine that information that comes in and your brain and nervous system being so sharpened, you put that together, then you have intuition, you have intelligence, you put it together, that's what you call intuitive intelligence. So you have emotional intelligence, but it's so common these days, that's the topic, right? And then you have mental intelligence, and most people think that's it. No, there's something higher. It's called intuitive intelligence. Because some people think, oh, there's intuition and there's overthinking. They don't realize that two work together. You might have a huge, ginormous crown chakra. Well, it's just massive amount of energy coming in. But if the forehead, the ajna chakra, and the throat chakra are not developed enough, your mental body is not developed enough, you don't know what the heck do we do that information. But when you have all that energy coming in, these lower chakras, lower than the crown, is able to take that data, crunch it, and then by the time you get to the ajna, you understand it. You get to the throat, you have the details. Boom, you can use it. That's it. It's very simple. So study. Haven't you noticed that if you ever attended any of our events, even these Anchor the Light, I don't just say, okay, just trust what you see, do whatever you feel. No. We try to make you understand. This is this. That means the soul is experiencing this. When you're experiencing like you're floating, you're going to fall off your chair. Oh, you're basically what? Your consciousness is going beyond the body. Oh, okay. Right? Like this morning, we talked about, how come when people meditate, they cry? Oh, they cry because, number one, they experience this expansion. They start to realize the contrast between that freedom and the earthly life that is trapped by feelings, the physical body, and overthinking. Or in that meditation, they start seeing such a brilliant life beyond the physical and they have to come back to regular life. Yeah, come back to that. Could be it. Or when they have that expanded consciousness, is that right? Yeah, expanded consciousness, they start to sense the suffering of many beings. So there's a tear. There's like tears of compassion. Or it's as simple as you do your meditation, principle of displacement. More divine energy coming down, more crap comes out, so you cry. Now, if you didn't know that, what happens? You're sitting there going, what's wrong with me? But if you understand what I just said, you go, okay, is it this? No. Is it this? No. Is it? Oh, that's that. So next time when it happens, you go, okay. It's just that in this expanded state, I can sense the suffering of all beings. So therefore, when I meditate, I have to allow myself to be an instrument to bless them, like in meditation. Clear? So remember, intuition has to be balanced by intelligence. Same thing. Intelligence has to be balanced with what? Intuition. So you put the whole thing together, it's called intuitive intelligence. Now in your everyday life, so when you're talking to someone, you're encountering certain challenges in your life, it's not like you're overthinking, you don't know what to do. At the same time, you're not waiting for the signal to come in. The two work together. As you're analyzing what's going on simultaneously, you have data coming in, but since your consciousness has been primed to be able to integrate the formless with the form, you can see things that other people can't see, and you know what to do with it, while other people have no idea what to do. That's how you integrate spiritual practice in your everyday life. It's simple as reading, studying, analyzing, understanding. All right? Okay, so let's do meditation. I hope that little lesson did not bore you to death. Because some people go, I just came here to meditate, not listen to you yak. Well, too bad. Because I've always been trained. You have to know what the heck you're doing. Even in spiritual practice, especially in spiritual practice. All right? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, to my teacher, Master Chokhok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for healing energy, guidance, and protection. Thank you. In full faith, so be it. All right, we'll do the great invocation. So, you guys ready? I shared this with you many, many years ago. It's a more advanced technique. Light, love, and power can be divided in many levels. So today, we'll just share part of it with you. Light is intelligence, love is forehead, will is up here. That's the high correspondence. The lower one for everyday people is love is the heart, intelligence is the throat, will is ajna. But as you develop spiritually, everything translates upwards. So this becomes intelligence or light. This becomes love, forehead, which if you're new to if you only know about the 7 chakras, you were not taught about this, but you have an energy center called the forehead chakra, and the crown is will. So initially it's what? Love, intelligence, and will. But as your spiritual connection gets bigger, it becomes will, love, and intelligence. Okay, anyway, we'll guide you through it. It's a short meditation, but we'll crank it up in energy level. Ready? Put your hand like this. Be aware of your crown. I am that. I am. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion, not the thoughts. I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. That am I. Just be still. Now open your hands in blessing. Just say, we are one. Let's chant Om 3 times as we start the great invocation. You be guided. Om, Om, Om. Be aware of your throat. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Let divine intelligence descend on earth. Just be aware of your throat and your hands. Fill the earth with intelligence, with light, with understanding, wisdom. Be aware of your heart, center of your chest, and your hands. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. Just be aware of your heart and your hands. Fill every person you know with love, with kindness and sweetness. Be aware of the area in between your eyebrows, the Ajna chakra, and your hands. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Now, so be it. Just be still and be aware of the area in between your eyebrows, your throat, and your heart. From the center which you call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light be aware of your throat. Let love be aware of your heart. Be aware of the area between your eyebrows. Let power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore and manifest the divine plan on earth now. So be it. Just be still. Be aware of the area between your eyebrows, your throat, and your heart. Just be still and let the energy flow through. Now, for the second time, we'll do the great invocation again. We'll shift the energy upwards. Be aware of the area in between your eyebrows, your Ajna chakra, and your hands. Fill the earth with light. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Be still and just bless every person, every being with divine intelligence, wisdom, clarity, and discernment. So be it. Be aware of your forehead, close to the hairline. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. Be still and just bless every person, every being with peace and with love, with kindness and sweetness, mercy and compassion for all. So be it. Be still. Be aware of your crown. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. So be it. Just be aware of your crown in your hands. Fill the earth with divine will and the will to do good. So be it. From the center which you call the human race and all the other races, let the plan of love and light work out. May it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light be aware of your Ajna chakra. Let love be aware of your forehead. Let power be aware of your crown. Descend throughout the entire earth. Again, be aware of your area in between your eyebrows. Let light, forehead, love, crown, and power restore the divine plan on earth. So be it. Now just be still. Be aware of the area in between your eyebrows, your forehead, and crown, and flood the earth with light, with love, and divine will. If you're sensitive, you might feel a stretching and a slight pressure. That's all the energy flowing through you. So for the third recitation, it will be done for you. Just be aware of a beautiful golden star floating above your crown. Just put your attention there. Everything will happen by itself. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Be still. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love, mercy, and compassion descend on earth. May God's messenger of love descend on earth now. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters and the spiritual hierarchy know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. So be it. From the center which we call the human race and all the other races, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it permanently seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore and manifest the divine plan on earth now. So be it. Just be still. Just allow the energy of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine willpower flow through us now. Flood every person, every being on earth with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Just let the energy flow. We'll amp up the energy. Just be receptive. May all be blessed. Let's chant Om. 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 Be still. May all be blessed. Put your hands down. Just be still and continue being aware of that beautiful golden light above your head. Just keep looking at it. Doesn't have to be clear. It's just there. Be still and let go. Just be still. Gently, slowly, come back to your body. Gently, slowly come back. Move your fingers and your toes. Help you come back. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme One, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. We thank you. To my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahagu Jumiling, thank you in full faith. And so it is. All right. I hope you had a good meditation. And just savor in it. Just keep swimming in it for a while. And thank you very much for your patience. I know we kind of shifted the schedule a little bit. I just have to adjust because of my responsibilities here. Okay? Namaste, everyone. We will see you Friday morning. at least Friday morning, California time. Namaste. Y'all take care and leave me some comments. Let me know how you guys doing. And we'll see you Friday. Take good care. Namaste.